Okay, everyone. Today the class is going to be on health and fitness, nutrition. This is coming out of our curriculum manager, which is part of the GRTC curriculum. I've been talking Friday about physical fitness, and this lesson we're going to talk about nutrition. Fitness and nutrition go hand in hand, folks. I know so many people that over the years talking to cadets who are trying to achieve certain physical fitness and weight goals, and they aren't able to achieve it because they don't understand how nutrition affects their body and how important it is. So I think this is a really important class. We're going to go through a few slides today, and we'll continue on Tuesday with the presentation. Okay, our essential question today is, how can you improve your nutrition? And trust me, we all can improve our nutrition. Even I can. Over the years, I've learned so much about how to eat healthier and how to be a better person paying attention to nutrition, that I know you guys have room to improve if I can improve. Okay, what do you already know? You probably already know a lot about nutrition. You may have had it in your health classes. Some of this may be a review, but the more we touch base on good nutrition and the more you think about it, the more likely you're going to be able to pursue a lifestyle in which you are eating healthier and more nutritious food and understand how to maintain a healthy weight. Okay, right here on this slide, if you look, if you are what you eat, which picture below most accurately represents you? And since we're not in the classroom, we can't use the clickers. Are you a fast food junkie? Are you a health food fanatic? Or are you somewhere in the middle? So I would hope you're not over here a fast food junkie, but some of you might be. It may be a victim of just having to be eating a lot of that. Health food fanatic would be the better. You can't do it all the time. Maybe you're in the middle. But really seriously think about it. Where are you? Okay, we're going to talk about what we're going to accomplish in the lesson. And we already talked about why it's important. We're going to identify influences on your food choices. What makes you eat what you do. Describe how the body uses those 6 types of nutrients. How substances are added to food, such as fats, sugars, and sodium, can impact your health. And you need to be aware of that. A lot of stuff is, in fast food, they're adding fats, they're adding sugars, they're adding high sodiums. You got to be aware of that if you're not. You understand how to read food labels. And we're going to identify some key factors in making healthy food choices. And explain how eating right and exercising can impact your health. They gotta go hand in hand. You can't just be an exercise fanatic and not worry about eating. And you can't just eat right and not exercise. Must do both. Our keywords, eventually we'll go over appetite, calories, carbohydrates. You can go ahead and read all those, amino acids. Those are all obese. What is obese? Okay. All right, that's going to be an exercise that may be uploaded into the It's Learning for you to answer 10 of your favorite foods and how often you eat them. Okay, what else you want to know? Think about it. Why you eat certain foods. Why do you eat certain foods? Okay, appetite. The psychological desire for food. That is what definition of appetite is. We'll talk a little bit about appetite here. And hunger, the physical need for food. All right, if you haven't heard of this before, the slow hunger switch in your brain. It takes your stomach about 20 minutes to let your brain know that it has met its fulfillment of hunger. When you're hungry, a switch off in your brain goes on and it says, I'm hungry, give me food. Well, this can cause some of you all to overeat if you eat too fast because you're going to meet, your requirements, but your hunger switch isn't off yet. If you eat too fast, you eat too much, that's going to cause you to overeat. That's why we say eat slowly to allow time for your brain to receive the message that your hunger has been satisfied. The slower you eat, the better. It's best not to, eat too fast, and eat smaller portions and then walk away. You'd be surprised. 20 minutes later, you'll be like, oh, I feel good. My hunger has been satisfied. But if you eat too much, you walk away 20, 30 minutes later, all of a sudden you start feeling stomach aches and you feel kind of bad because you ate too much. So it's better to adopt a little slower eating and eat in portions that aren't so big. Okay, what influences your food choices? Why do you eat what you eat? Well, one of the big ones, of course, is your family and friends. What foods are you accustomed to? If your family's eating certain things, you're more likely going to eat it too. Hanging out with your friends, they're going out and eating a lot of fast food, and you have the ability to go with them, you might start eating a lot of those fast foods too. Of course, your cultural background. Are certain foods traditional in your family? You can see there, certain foods are more traditional in the Asian background or a Hispanic background. Whatever it may be, that cultural background can influence what you're eating. Also, the availability of foods, different seasons. If there's certain foods that are available during certain times of the year. And a big one is time and money. How long will it take? A lot of people are pressed for time. Families are working. Mom and dad doesn't have much time to make dinner, so they may default to getting more, fast foods. It's healthier foods can sometimes be more expensive. So time and money can have a big factor on that. Now, these aren't the problems. All of these are just the challenges for proper nutrition. Those are not problems. Those are the challenges that you should be aware of and that you work within to try to get the proper nutrients. Okay, some other factors that influence your food choices. Of course, TV, advertising, big impact. You'll be watching TV and all of a sudden, at least for me, a fast food commercial comes on. Next thing you know, you're craving it. Personal preferences, what you like and dislike, of course. Another area is some medical factors. You might have certain health issues like diabetes or allergies. That's going to drive what you can and cannot eat. Nutritional facts, understanding those nutritional labels. The more I learned about them, the more when I go shopping, I look at those. I'm looking at the fats. I'm looking at the carbohydrates. I'm looking at the sodium levels, the sugars. I'm looking at all those sort of things because I want to try to eat healthier. And we need to start learning how to look at that so you can make healthier choices. And another factor that can influence your ability on what you're going to eat, of course, is your emotions. Some people stress eat, they say, or if they're sad or unhappy, they may eat. You need to be aware of that. You need to try to fight that desire and not eat, just because of emotions. All right, we should just be eating because we need to get the nutrition. Okay, why does your body need nutritious foods? Especially you all, being younger. We're always growing new cells. Everyone, throughout your life, you're growing cells. Your bones need to be strong, calcium, teeth, the proper nutrients, getting proper things. You eat too much sugars, it's bad for your teeth. So it's important that we do, eat those proper nutrients and do it properly for our body. We need energy to do things. Food directly gives you that energy. You need that energy all day. And you need it for healing of injuries and illnesses and preventing nutrient deficiencies. Like there's certain diseases you can get if you're not getting the right nutrients. All right, guys, this is a big one. The breakfast benefit. There are too many students over the years that I talk to who do not eat breakfast. You say, oh, I'm not a morning person. I don't have enough time. There's so many excuses I hear, and they're not legitimate, folks. You have the time, you have the ability to get breakfast. It's one of the most important meals. I see a lot of students sleepy, from the minute they get into school. And the fact is, breakfast is gives you that energy at the beginning of the day to get you through. It stokes like a fire. If you don't put wood on a fire, the fire doesn't burn hot or big. And if you don't put food into you, your metabolism, your fire just doesn't get stoked. And you don't have energy. And it's proven that if you eat a breakfast, you will do better in school. You'll do better in sports. You're going to have, that energy to stay focused. You're going to have it to help with your memory and be less grouchy and restless. Start eating breakfast, and also start eating a good, healthy breakfast. Don't be eating all the big sugary cereals and all that sort of things. You can do that every once in a while. I'm not saying avoid it, but you should try to eat as best as you can a good, nutritious breakfast, good cereal or good, bread, toast, whatever it may be. Eggs, if you have the time. Breakfast is important, folks. I cannot stress it. Start eating breakfast. Okay, which of the following may be stimulated by the smell, sight, or texture of food? So, is that a craving? Is that an appetite? Is that your hunger? Or is that the digestive system? Go ahead and think about it for a second. Give me what you think your answer is. And that's going to be your appetite. That's exactly what appetite is. It's stimulated by the smell, sight, texture of food. Which of the following is not an important role of nutrients? They clean the pancreas. They give you energy. They build new body tissues and repair cells. They help your body process and systems run smoothly. I think this one's pretty obvious. Hopefully you get it. We didn't talk anything about cleaning your pancreas. The nutrients do B, C, and D. We talked all about that. True or false, using food to deal with negative emotions is a healthy way to respond to those feelings. Is that true or false? So if you're feeling sad, it's okay to go eat. Is that true or false? I think we all know that should be false. But you should be aware of that. Be aware of that. That's emotional eating, and we need to get away from that. Renee was studying in her room after dinner. Her parents were watching TV in the living room. When Renee walked past the living room to get a glass of water, she saw images of a pepperoni pizza and a group of people eating and laughing. By the time Renee got to the kitchen, she wanted more than a glass of water. She was craving something salty, crispy, or spicy. What is the most likely influence of Renee's sudden change in appetite? Was it her emotions, her personal preferences, food availability, or advertising? And I think we all should have gotten that one. She saw the advertisement, right? Bingo. Calories are a measure of how overweight you are. Is that what calories are? True or false? No, that's false. Calories is how much energy you can get out of food. Okay, guys, that gets us through the first part of this class. So about 15 minutes. Think about the factors that influence what you eat. We'll continue on with this tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed the first